Alright, here I've got the Jag Spx Scatter Gun and the Super CQB variant, I believe it's called. Both of these have been fully upgraded with Wii Tech internals. We'll just pop this out real quick and show you inside. See, it's got that nice little WT for Wii Tech in there. That's the metal nozzle. And yeah, so I know a lot of people prefer Tokyo Marui, but honestly, I like the Jag Scatterguns. I think they're a bit more resilient out of the box. They do have some more metal inside of them. And upgrading them, you can actually put just about every single Tokyo Marui breacher part into it, or TM870 part into it. I think the only thing that I found that didn't work was the actual pump arms. Like, the arm design is a little different. I believe this one uses 2 screws, whereas the Tokyo Marui one uses 1 screw, so you unfortunately can't use those nice amped ones, or not amped ones, the tap Airsoft arms. Trust me, I tried and I was bummed. Yeah, so if you get the SAT high output valve along with the steel barrels, you can make these things shoot 400 FPS and even higher. This one in particular, it has the SAT high output valve along with the Wii Tech barrels. And I think at about 110 psi it shoots about 410, 420 FPS, so you can put some heavy BBs if you want and then go and run this thing outside, and it's completely fun. So moving over here to some of the weak points of it, there are a few weak points that you do got to address, especially if you want to really bring out the potential of it. Number one thing I would say is probably the barrel / hop up. Like, this is the barrel here. As you can see, the hop-up rubber just kind of sits on top of it. It doesn't really seal around, so, just right off the bat, you're losing a ton of air. I really recommend you, if you're going to use these, make sure you Teflon tape them so that the hop-up rubber isn't a major leak point. Additionally, the hop-up on these does tend to break. As you can see, it's kind of just this plastic thing, and the way it fits with the nozzle here, it's very loose. There's a lot of air being lost there as well, so upgrading those will see a huge FPS boost as well as, better consistency. Also, one of the main things that people tend to break is the loading arms. They're made of plastic, so I don't expect them to last long at all, and if you rack the gun really hard, you're going to break these pretty quickly. That's if you get jams, things like that, that's another quick way to break them, so definitely recommend that you upgrade those. Also, so we've got the hammer right here. As you can see, I barely used it and it did start to wear a little bit, especially if you use the upgraded hammer springs. I did break one of these before, so I would recommend upgrading the hammer. And this, I'm not sure what exactly it is. I think it's like part number 81 or something. But once this front tooth completely wears down, it's pretty much starts to make your gun mess up, so I highly recommend upgrading this as well, especially if you get a CNC hammer, because, harder steel will make this wear even faster. And then my tip for, making it more accurate, the hop-up rubbers, they're not the best. You can get some better ones, but honestly what you can do is put a little bit of electrical tape on the top of them so that when they go inside this, it'll apply more downward pressure. And that way you can, actually use some high quality BBs like .28s or 3s and, just keep taking off and putting on little bits of electrical tape till you get that perfect amount of hop. But honestly, these barrels, like, they're complete trash. You feel like you could bend them just by, flexing them a little bit. So I highly recommend you get rid of the barrels and, you'll see a huge upgrade just from that alone. Yeah, I really do like the guns, run them both on HPA. Once you do the SAT high output valve as well, they really tend to not leak. So I'd say get those. That's another really good upgrade. And then my tip here is for the CQB one, this is actually the Gmp Rail Grip for the Tokyo Marui 870. If you're going to use it with the Jag arms, you got to cut it down a little bit. You see I had to shave off, I think it was about like, I don't know, ½ an inch or something, just so that when you rack it back, it actually doesn't hit that. So, again, I really love the shotguns, especially once you do the hop-ups and the loading arms, you can run the 6-shot perfectly. So, let me know if you have any questions, and again, I'll try to make some more videos.